Overall thoughts on the game, Scott?
Well, I thought, we competed. We've been competing, very well the last 2 or 3 weeks. And ultimately, it comes down to lapses of not executing offensively. Our defense remains pretty sound, but when your imports go 4 for 31, and that the fact we're even around the game is a positive. And those guys work hard during the course of the week for practice and do all the things we need. But when you have a shooting night like that, it's extremely hard to overcome. And then the foul discipline of just 29 fouls, you add those 2 things in there, and that's the kind of score you get and the kind of result you end up having to take.
Another positive is Will Magnay's last quarter really drove that, I suppose, momentum back in your favour every time you got the ball. How much of a pleasure is it as a coach to be able to have him on the court heading into those last minutes?
Yeah, I would say Magnay's probably been our most consistent player throughout the entire season, of just kind of steady of what he's been doing, and we're obviously using him more to help us score the ball in some of these areas, but I thought he was fantastic again and just competitive, and we had some really good minutes from Fab off the bench, and Gigi, and even though it was short, was good minutes, and so we had some guys chip in there, but give them credit, they hung around, and again, 50-50 balls, we can get any of them tonight. They got most of them, and they made obviously key plays and key shots, and the result is the result.
Obviously, just to keep on the team under 80 again, a great positive, but it must just be so frustrating to walk away from keeping a team under 80 and not getting the job done.
I mean, it's frustrating. These guys are frustrated, obviously, but the great thing about these guys is they just continue to keep working. They'll be disappointed for this evening and tomorrow when we travel, and then we'll just get back at it again. And they have a really good resilience about themselves, and it's a great group to be with. They're high-character guys, and our culture interiorly is fantastic, and internally what we're doing. And, maybe the worm will turn at some point, but we have to keep at least competing at that level to get breaks.
I'm not sure how much you can speak on it, but obviously today, Stretch was announced, a further intention to have a WNBL team and have it based in the north and northwest. I suppose, as a coach of obviously of men's basketball, how receptive would you be to having a women's team in the state as well? Yeah,
I mean, that was the number one goal when I came in the beginning. In the first year, they were talking about doing that, which is only a natural, I think, fit for the state, and to have another pathway for the ladies here at all ages to be able to aspire to something. I think obviously the Jack Jumpers have influenced basketball across the state, which has been fantastic. It's a great credit to our front office and our organization there, and then these players, and it's a great pathway now if that can transpire for ladies to go play, and basketball's on the rise here. Obviously, it's been on the rise, and now they better catch up with some facilities.
Yeah, and Clint, a lot's been said about how much of a positive influence Jack Jumpers have had on basketball in this state. So how much pride do you take that they're now willing to look at a women's team based on the success that the men's program has been?
Yeah, it's massive. You're going to have incredible role models come through in a women's program that young girls can look up to and aspire to be part of Tassie WNBL team. So they'll work hand in hand with us, and it'll be massive for especially for young girls in this state to look up to those kind of role models.
Obviously, you've got somebody at home who's gone through the WNBL program, and where do you see the league can be? I guess under some guidance from Larry in terms of promoting them and getting it to where it needs to be. Has it been sort of, where do you think it can go? Because it feels like it's a bit of a sleeping giant, given that the Opals are 3 or 4 in the world year after year, and you could really go places with the proper management of it.
Absolutely. There's a chance there for it to grow, and I think it absolutely will. And women's sport is huge right now in Australia, and for them to be able to put a women's team down here in Tassie, like I said, they're going to be incredible role models for young girls, and it's going to be massive.
Being in the north and I guess the boys in the south just makes sense, doesn't it, with the balance overall of the 2 programs, I guess, and I guess everyone gets a bit of a bite of the apple. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure they'll spend some time down in Hobart like we do up here in the north and northwest, and it'll be a Tassie team. Hopefully that comes around, but they'll represent the whole of this state.
Just on the game tonight, I guess talk us through the frustration tonight. I guess offensively that we just can't click at the moment. But obviously it's not down to the lack of hard work, but just how far away do you think it is from turning around, and do you feel like the team can still do some damage in this season? I
mean, if I knew how far away it was, then we could probably be a little bit more upbeat, but we don't know. We'll just keep working away and keep building underneath the surface during the week, and at some point it's going to click. We just keep pounding the rock, and at some point we're going to continue to break through, but when that happens, don't know how much we're willing to work to keep going without knowing when it's going to be there for us.
Hey Chris, over to you.
Yeah, Clint, another thing the Jack Guns have been great at doing over the last 4 years is embracing their history, and tonight you celebrated the Launceston Championship team, and you had some of the former players in the building. How important is it to make sure you do pay respect to those sort of past players and teams?
Oh, it's a massive priority, and even through the bloodline group that has been established, and some of those players being in the bloodline group and honouring those who played for their championship team in 1981, and we got to wear a uniform that they wore, and we got to represent them. Would have loved to have got the win for them, but I hope we're able to go about our business just like they would have back then, and I'm sure they would have had some tough times at some point along the way, and they would have just stuck it out and got through it, and that's where we are right now. So we'll continue to honour them, and I'm sure we'll get to wear these jerseys again down in Hobart.
Are you a fan of the yellow jerseys and the red shorts?
I didn't mind it, mate. I've worn some ridiculous uniforms over the years, but I didn't mind it.
Scott, just back to Will quickly. I mean, he got those 2 fouls in the first couple of minutes and then had to sit for the entire first half. But then to come out like he did in the second half and dominate the game in a lot of ways, what does that say about him?
Yeah, I mean, he's just ready to go. Like I said, he's been super consistent, and I was tempted a couple times to put him back there in the second, but, we had the lead, and we ended up finishing that quarter out by 7, and I knew he was going to play the entire second half and keep him as aggressive as he likes to be, especially defensively for us, without picking up any cheap fouls. But he's been fantastic. Like I said, he's probably been our most consistent player from the beginning to where we are now. Just his production, his energy, and the impact he has defensively for us.
And just lastly, you go to Sydney now on Sunday. There are teams still searching for answers, I guess, like you are, in a lot of ways, both coming off losses sort of to start the round. What are your thoughts on that game?
I haven't thought too much about that game, as you well know. I wouldn't have, but they are obviously very talented and well coached, and they've been very good in that building. And we'll have our hands full going over there, and we just have to come up with the right mindset. But I haven't really paid much attention, to be quite honest with you, with them.
No, I'm well aware. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. We're all good.
All right, thanks, guys. See y'all.